You've probably heard about the promise of augmented reality technology, where a virtual screen could be worn on your head with a lightweight pair of smart glasses. Well, meet the Xreal AR smart glasses, which prove augmented technology is the future. I was skeptical at first that this technology even worked, but after using these glasses, I walked away with a completely different opinion. So buckle up, because the augmented reality world is already here, and the technology is already good. If you're as excited as I am about the potential of augmented reality and these amazing Xreal AR smart glasses, don't forget to hit that like button to show your support for this kind of content. And if you want to stay up to date with the latest in tech and innovation, make sure to subscribe to our channel. So, what exactly are these Xreal smart glasses? The concept here is pretty much simple. These are lightweight monitor glasses that you can wear on your head that can connect to devices to show an augmented screen overlay of that user interface. You're probably used to the idea of these kinds of virtual reality headsets that are really big and really bulky. You gotta charge them. I'm looking at you, Meta and Apple. In addition, you gotta store them somewhere and a lot of that stuff. But that's not necessarily what's going on with these Xreal smart glasses. As soon as I saw the box, I was surprised with how small the packaging was for this headset, because I was so used to the headsets that are available on the market, like the Quest 3 and PlayStation VR 2. So when I found this slimmed down carrying case and opened it up, I was already impressed by the relatively slim pair of frames. That really wouldn't look too out of place if you just wore these as regular glasses in public, and they would just look like glasses to the majority of people. One of the biggest indicators that they're not regular glasses are these dual micro LED panels which are above each eye. And then, of course, you have some other details like these buttons on the underside of the frame. One of these toggles display on and off, and then the other buttons are to increase or decrease the brightness. And they even have these little speaker grills on the back over here, so they function not only as a display, but also as a pair of headphones. But you might ask, how are the Xreal smart glasses accomplishing such a slim design when other makers are struggling? Well, I think this is to Xreal's credit, the simplicity of the design. Apart from the Micro OLED display, which is actually really high-tech, the speakers and the sensors for head tracking there actually isn't any onboard processing done on these glasses, and there's no battery in these glasses either. Rather, the Xreal Air glasses rely on connecting and enhancing the experience to existing devices you already own, like a Mac, iPhone, iPad, Android phone, Windows, computer, and even gaming consoles. And it does this by projecting this image onto the glasses so you can see all the content from the device you're connected to, but at the same time, it's a transparent window. Let's say you're looking into these glasses and change the focal point of your eye, like you're looking at something like the window in front of you. But farther away, you can see past these virtual windows into the real world. It's really cool, and you can fine-tune this pretty well. If you want less immersion, you can lower the brightness, and for a more immersive experience, you can increase the brightness to reduce the transparency effect. If you really want to block out the outside glasses, even have an attachment for blocking out light, which can simulate while watching movies or playing games on a big movie theater screen. And it does this through a single USB-C connection that goes right into the frame of the device. This means that for most connection use cases, you can actually power these glasses just through that same USB-C connection, which for some devices gives you a really easy setup experience. All I had to do was plug the Xreal Air into my MacBook Pro through the USB-C port, and right away the device was recognized by the Mac and instantly showed up as a secondary monitor that I could connect to. It even has its own settings in the display settings area, and that's actually a really good way to initially think about these glasses if you're trying to imagine how it is using them. Think of them like a portable monitor that you wear on your head that you can simulate to get a really big 201-inch display. And for the most part, this is the use case that blew me away the most with the Xreal Air AR glasses, because that is what allowed me to take my MacBook anywhere, like a coffee shop or an airport, and get a really big display without without literally lugging around a giant external monitor. But let's dial it back a little bit. Let's talk a little bit more about the design of these Xreal AR glasses. These are using Sony Micro OLED displays. There's one per eye and you're getting 1080p on each of them with a 90Hz refresh rate. So really pretty solid display or set of displays. And because there are two of them, you have some really interesting implications. Unlike a TV or a phone or a tablet, the Xreal glasses give you a 3D experience. You can have multiple windows in your little AR space, and I'll talk about what that means in a second. But you can have multiple tabs in Google open, and they could be different distances away and overlap each other and do different things. And the whole idea of having two different displays really does give you that advantage of making things feel more 3D. In addition to that, we have a nose piece on here, but there are two different sizes as well. So 3 total sizes in the box. I find them very comfortable and the glasses bend out reasonably far. So for me personally, I'm able to wear them for a surprisingly long time, well over an hour and a half, 2 hours, with really no discomfort. They can also adjust the height with 3 different heights. You click up and down depending on the angle of your face. That's a great way to adjust it. And on the back of the little arms here, you have little speakers. About the overall display, you will really see the weakness of your eyes when you put these on. I noticed that, especially in the corners, I just see fuzziness right in the center. And like everywhere else, like above is fine, but I guess it's just my eyes, but down in both corners I see a lot of fuzz, and everything is just not very sharp. So maybe that tells me I need to get glasses, but don't expect to put these on, especially if you don't have like perfect vision, and just be able to see everything perfectly, because at least for me, that is not the case. Now the speakers are located above your ear, so they fire down into your ear, and if you're in a quiet environment, you can hear what you're watching and it works really well. Obviously, you're not getting as much as a pair of headphones or earbuds, and if you're in a public space, you're gonna hear things around you, and other people on a plane, for example, would hear what you're watching. So I generally like to use earbuds in addition to these, so earbuds can connect to my phone, and I'll just use that for the audio. The Xreal smart glasses don't have a battery on board, which is nice because it keeps extremely light, which also makes them more comfortable. But with that, you're potentially going to drain your battery on your phone a bit more quickly. They're great for metaverse stuff because you have head tracking on here and you are using the phone as a secondary remote. So if you want to play some little games on here or do some other stuff like watch movies or series, it's pretty cool. It's really a nice lightweight and pretty easy entry into the augmented world. I find this helpful if you live in a small apartment. If you live somewhere that you don't have room for a large TV screen, this would be great for watching movies or sports. You can wear these and have a great movie theater experience without bothering anybody else. So obviously, a lot of possibilities. I mentioned earlier, you can use Apple devices, which is great. You're also able to set up with HDMI, but really the best experience I found with a lot of mid-range smartphones, especially flagship level Android devices. You get the Nebula app and you will have a lot of really cool options here, so you can either mirror your phone or display by default using Samsung DeX. What's really cool in my opinion is the augmented reality space, which essentially gives you its own interface, so you can look at 360 content. Everything around you has different windows and different locations. You can have a movie playing, you can do a lot, and there's a lot of really cool stuff in this interface besides games and everything else. It all comes down to software. So I think that's where, Xreal smart glasses have the edge with these glasses, at least right now. And they also have the Xreal Beam, which is going to help, so you don't have to have so many adapters to connect your iPhone. So what's the Xreal Beam? It is a new accessory for the CRE glasses, and it lets you connect to more devices, both wide and wirelessly. It's basically a standalone device, although you will still need your laptop and your phone to share your content from. With a price tag under $400, I see them having a lot of bang for your buck, depending on what you use them. So for me, they save me time, and they make me more productive. I don't use these every single day, but I will absolutely be using them every single time I get the use case for them. As far as video quality goes, you're getting really great brightness in most environments. I don't even need the black filter on here so I can see everything. The speakers are pretty useful. Like I said, they lack some bass, but that's to be expected considering how small they are. If I had to name the biggest drawback of these glasses, it's probably that they're so new that the development hasn't really caught up yet. There aren't really a lot of apps out there that can really fully utilize these glasses, so I'm excited to see in the future as more apps come out. So in conclusion, this is a product that I think initially people look at and say, that's just for watching movies, or just for gaming, though it's great for both of those. It's something that I've been using it for a week. I found so many different use cases for this. Like I said, from doing different workouts on a stationary bike to working on a bigger screen. There are so many different use cases for this that it's a step up from using a tablet, a phone, or a TV because you can see everything around. You can see through the display. It's something that I think the longer I use it, the more use cases I'm going to find, and I think a lot of people out there are going to have a lot of ideas as well. And if you have an idea of where these could be useful, leave a comment down below. I'm very interested in finding different cases for these glasses. I just think you're such a cool new concept that I'm so excited to see coming to the market. The smart glasses are finally here, and the Xreal Air are really one of the best ones out there.